Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film We Need to Talk About Kevin. A mother, played by Tilda Swinton, who is starting over after her son did kind of this violent incident at school. And so she's starting her life over in this small town, then looking back at her life and how this all happened while she's starting over after this kind of horrific incident. It's about her first child, Kevin. She wasn't feeling that maternal when she first had him. Kevin wasn't really the easiest kid to raise, and he's very difficult and, manipulative and very psychopathic, while she's finding a new job at a travel agency and trying to start her life over. And the film mainly takes place in the present, which is 2 years since this incident. Lynn Ramsey has a real striking visual style. There's a shot in the hospital where it's her and John C. Reilly, and the way she framed that scene, it was just one shot, but all she did with that shot was just amazing. It's very kind of impressionistic, and in a way, the way it's cut and having someone look back and evaluate their lives reminds me a lot of Tree of Life. Tree of Life's very, virtuous, very spiritual quest, and I think this is more of an introspective, sadder, feeling sorry for yourself. It's a lot like a horror film. I'd compare it to Black Swan from last year, where it's very made like a horror film, but it's not exactly a horror film. It's very horror film influenced. I really like Tilda Swinton. She's really great as the mother. Her character was kind of an adventurer before, and she would travel a lot, and then she really got tied down by these kids. And with her dark hair that matches her son, is played by Ezra Miller when he's older. There's like 3 different actors who play Kevin, but Ezra Miller's the one who was older when he was a teenager, and he's really good and creepy. He has a real presence about him. Ezra Williams' eyes, I think he's like demonic or something, like he's a demonic clone of Tilda Swinton. Both Ezra Miller and Tilda Swinton really use their the physicality of their bodies, because Tilda Swinton doesn't really fit in. She never really fit in that well. She's really kind of sticking out in the community, but now that this incident has happened and everyone knows her and will come yell at her randomly sometimes, that she sticks out so much makes her look like even more of like kind of an outsider. This plays on your fear of you have a kid who's evil and you don't like him and he's manipulative and he's like this. That's a genuine fear, just like, because you don't really know what's going to happen with this kid. You have no control over what personality a kid's going to have and how kind of scary that really is. The cinematography by Seamus McGravy is so well utilized and so planned out and smart and just fun to watch as a viewer, to see like this shot isn't just there for the vanity of it. They actually have a purpose for it. Johnny Greenwood, I think, did the score. It's kind of a spooky, introspective film. The music was so foreboding but like perfect. Like it made it feel like I was watching like the Night Gallery or the Twilight Zone. I think it was interesting how it portrayed the family in the film, because the wife is really being tied down by kind of the complacency of the husband, played by John C. Reilly, who seems to just not be able to handle these complex issues. Like almost like in a weird way, I think the thing that's spookier about it is that she's kind of trapped to Kevin. It's like, we need to talk about Kevin, his name. He has the titular name of the film, but really the film's about her, but she's like, she's his mother, so she has to take care of him. John C. Reilly's character, he really wants this complacent life, and the reason she's upset and he's upset, they question this. They both kind of question the suburban ideal, that no one really does anything and everyone's complacent and everything sucks and is horrible. John C. Reilly, and she also has a second child, this daughter, they both are happy. They just don't seem to be on that wavelength. Tilda Swinton and Ezra Miller have these kind of, that you created this person and they're terrible, and like, that's supposed to be a part of you. Creepy, kind of almost Cronenberg-y kind of way. I feel like this is almost body horror because of the way he comes out, but it's not really. I guess it's not technically body horror, but for me it feels that way a little bit. This is a really strong movie and a really well-made film. And I do think the way it's edited and shot and how striking the visuals are and how it's like someone introspectively looking back at their lives and trying to find meaning through it, it's probably one of the better films I've seen this year. So if you have seen We Need to Talk About Kevin and you would like to talk about it, comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to. you.